So, as game designer, our focus is the experience of the game. But what is experience? I mean, experience is a really vague word, and also we are really familiar with the concept of the experience. So familiar that is even hard to talk about it. So we need to rethink and try to readjust our sense to understand which are the experience around ourselves. And a good way to do it is create a game with something that we experience every day, some everyday stuff. And what I thought about was making a game about a mug. Uh, First, just understand that when I use a mug, how I use it. So usually I drink tea, so I put the water inside the mug. I put the mug in the microwave oven, and then when the water is hot enough, I will pour inside the tea, and obviously after drink it. So the two main experience that happens or things that happens to our mug is inside the microwave oven is the rotation and also the fact that the water is getting hot. So the mug rotation can also be exploited and transformed into mechanics for our game. For example, what I thought about was use it as a automatic tool for rotating the environment, so the mug as a endless runner. So we are making a platformer around the mug. Maybe we can do one single lap or multiple lap from a from this handle to the handle again, and the mug will automatically rotate as obviously an endless runner. So another new elements that will pop up will be the platform, since we are going to make a platformer. The other main experience that was happening was the fact that the water was getting hot, and we can use it in a really cool way. So since we have some platforms here for our game, we'll be modifying them. So we are doing some physical modification thanks to the fact that the water is getting hot. Some modification can be like some platform with some specific materials may melt, some other may burn the player, some can create some wind that is going up, so altering the player experience or jams around the mug. And all of that we need to this in the microwave will also be automatic, but we need something to give the player the power on. So what we're gonna do is you also use another thing in addition to the fact that the water is getting hot, and there's like a third extra mechanics is the fact that we will pour some liquid inside the mug. This liquid may be cold or hot, and the fact that the liquid is cold or hot will alter the temperature of the mug, and so will alter the state of the platforms. And in this way the player may have the control over the environment around the platformer, around the level, around the mug, and so making his way easier to the end of the race, we can say that. But since we are pouring liquid inside the mug, there may be also some limitation of the pouring. So the main limitation may be the level of the liquid inside the mug. It may go around the mug and start overflowing and creating like waterfalls or destroying some platforms, stuff like that, just to limit this useful and powerful tool that is the mechanics, that is the fact that we can pour liquid inside the mug. And once we are design these limitations, so now that we have our mechanics and our limitation of those mechanics, we can start thinking about the real game. The real game will be a platformer, and the title that I choose was Around the Mug, since it's the more obvious and easy here. And we had never thought about until now about the character. So one cool things may be using a biscuit as a character, since we are dealing with a mug, tea, microwave, some stuff that we usually drink during and eat during breakfast. So let's just choose a biscuit. And now we can think about game modes. Since we have some mechanics, we need to understand who will be able to use them and how. So the first mechanic, the first game mode will be a single player. So like a standard platformer, there's an AI that will control the rotation. It may be a continuous rotation, or it can accelerate or decelerate based on the different level, and the player will be in charge of jumping and pouring liquid, both or encode to modify the platform around the mag and allowing him a easier path to the handle. The second game mode that I thought about was an inverse platformer, or still a single player game. So the AI will be in charge of jumping, and our player will be in charge of the rotation and the ability to pour liquid inside the mug. So the player will be in charge of obstaculating the AI, and the AI will be just in charge of jumping. The last and only the last game mode I thought about was multiplayer, one versus multi. So one player will be in charge of the rotation and the liquid of in. So the last game mode I thought about was multiplayer mode, where we have one single player that is in charge of rotating and pouring liquid inside the mug, and multiple players that will only be in charge of jumping. And so it will be like a race, and one guy will be in charge of trying to destroy this race and obstaculate them. And for now, that's it. This is the complete overview of the project, and not a project, but this brainstorming. And bye bye.